Gamers! Dokkan Battle players, hello. So, we had a content drop, and an update to the Gohan, Goku, and Go 10 Day campaign. After last night, I would say things are very clear. So, if you guys remember, so lately, like, I don't know how to word this, but I've just got like I'm locked in. I'm very attuned. I'm on the same wavelength as usually, like, when Dokkan is, like, releasing characters and stuff like that. You guys know, if you follow these videos, I'm wrong occasionally, of course, but, like, I'm very accurate, well, let me say, like, close to accurate in terms of when, like, banners are going to be dropping, releases are going to be happening, like way down the line, right? Because I've been following the JP schedule for, 10 years now, as, like, my job, essentially. So it's like, I'm, like, really locked in and attuned with what we've got going on. I was pretty excited when out of nowhere, LR God Vegeta! That boy's dropping out of nowhere. Did not see that coming, obviously. Xenoverse collab, Dokkan Fest LR. It was very sick. Boom, on the 23rd. Again, if you guys remember, if you go back then, I was thinking this week was going to be a dead week. There was going to be almost nothing. Maybe like one event or something small, almost nothing. But instead, we had a Dokkan Fest LR drop, and this seemingly, like, threw up in limbo. Like, what's going to happen with Golden Week? Is there going to be an LR coming? Like, what's all this stuff? Well, we now essentially have the answer to this. LR God Vegeta is essentially just the Golden Week Part 2 LR pushed up, right? So, typically this LR, like a Carnival or whatever, last year, Kale and Khalifa were a Carnival. Kale and Khalifa last year, they dropped on, it was the 15th here, maybe 7 back? No, 6. Yeah, there we go. They dropped on the 15th, Golden Week Part 2. And Golden Week Part 1 was Blue Kaioken Goku, and Hito, right there. Hit and Blue Kaioken Goku, right? So that was Golden Week. So what they did this year, because I don't know for sure, but, like, with things I do know and blah, 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 I imagine it went something like, boom, hey, Geppy, you're dropping this right here. And Geppy goes, yes, sir. Right? So, like, in terms of, like above Dokkan is saying, you guys are actually doing this Xenoverse collab. And then they go, okay. Right? So, Vegeta became what would have been the Part 2 LR, and then what would be Golden Week Part 1 was just moved back a little bit. Beerus and God Goku, right? So, I mean, Beerus and God Goku, while they're not technically Golden Week, they're essentially Golden Week. So, like, next year, when I do this, so, let me see, I might pause if it takes me a while to find it. It would have been before God Vegeta was announced. I did one of these. Yeah, here we go, right here. So, when I do this little thing, 2026, you see Blue Kaioken hit, Fat Boo, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Piccolo Jr., 23rd World Tournament Goku. Next year, I might just have God Goku and Beerus there, even though it's not, like, 1-to-1 when it was, but, like, it's pretty clear, right? So, and we could even look at this a step further. So, all these years, so, here, let me actually just open the video up, because I would have... Here, let me mute myself. And let's just get to where I get, like, a better, the picture kind of just like, yeah, there we go. Okay. So, Hit had Band Unit Automagetta. Blue Kaioken Goku had Band Unit Piccolo. Super Saiyan 3 Goku had Gotenks. Fat Boo had Skinny Boo. Piccolo Jr. had... He was Krillin, right? And then Goku had Tien. Yeah, I believe... Yeah, because Piccolo Jr. fights Krillin, and Goku fights Tien. I gotta double check that, actually, to confirm that I'm not wrong on that. But I believe that's what it was. Hold on, I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I was not misremembering. Krillin on Piccolo Jr.'s banner, because Piccolo beats Krillin. And then Tien, I guess it's on the next page. Tien was on Goku's banner, because Goku beats Tien. Perfect. Okay, so we have that. Wait, where's the... Oh, this was still... Whoops. My bad. I thought I had paused this. Okay. It's Plus. Okay. So we had that. Cell had Android 16 and Android 18. And then the Goku and Gohan, they had Vegeta, the AGL Vegeta from the Cell games. So my point here is that historically, these have all had banner units. God Goku and Beerus don't have banner units. Where did they go? Well, there is an answer to that. They're just on the God Vegeta banner. They just took the 2 banner units and they just threw them on the God Vegeta banner. So it's like, it literally works exactly, because it's like, you know, imagine this would have been Whis, and imagine this would have been Ultimate Gohan from Battle of Gods. Boom. Right? So it's, to me, I would say it's like 100% completely very obvious that now we have kind of like the assessment of exactly how things are going to go because of this banner being right here. So we have 2 EZAs that are about to drop, Super EZA Beerus and Whis, and then we have the EZA for STR Whis, these 2 characters, right? Beerus and Whis is, you know, like a Yellow Coin LR type character. They don't just drop these characters on Dokkan Fest banners. They could, but it's just not the way they operate yet. Maybe in the future they will. So, you know, if there was going to be a Part 2 LR banner, Beerus and Whis would be on that said banner. But guess where they're not? On that said banner, because they're going to be right here on this banner. What's funny is I'm actually probably going to summon on this. Number one, I do need, like, content to upload. Right now, I've got a lot of stuff to upload, but, like, once we get to, like, Saturday, whew, it's going to be quiet. Because, remember, we don't have a good RE event to do content on, although we'll get to that in 2 seconds, right? But I don't have the SSR, TUR of LR Beerus, because remember, they got rid of reverse, which is very unfair to me, but it is what it is. So with this being a thing, I would say the chances of there being a Part 2 LR are almost 0%. And if we look at this, next week, there is going to be a banner. Do you know what it is? It's the alternate arts. The alternate art shit. They said it was going to be in May, and they said it was going to be revealed on social media, right? So I'd imagine that's going to be next week. We're going to get to it in a second, but I also believe an RE Supreme Medicine Battle event is going to drop on the 22nd, is what I believe. And then the next Dokkan Fest, which is like the next major release, will be the normal time of, like, you know, the last day or 2 of May. So I expect the next Dokkan Fest on the 29th. So looking at the calendar here, I can see the alternate arts being maybe the 19th. We got a tweet from Rick we're going to follow up on about that. I think the next RE event will be on the 22nd, and I think the next Dokkan Fest will probably be on the 29th, is probably what's going to happen. Now, there could be other odds and ends and stuff in here, but just at the moment, that's what I'm looking at that as. So we have that. Dokkan Day, you know, 14th/15th, same thing as every month. We got a Patan that's dropping as well. The Super EZA for Beerus and then the EZA for Whis. They drop in 2 days. Battlefield is on the 18th. Okay, it's next week, sure. Union Master and then the Pudding, right, was up there. But that's basically all we've got. So far, the celebration has been very weak. This has not felt like a good... Again, it's essentially Golden Week, even though it's the Gohan, Goku, and Goten Day campaign. And I'd argue it's felt very weak, right? So we got this Patan thing. I don't need this. We can just close this. Remember, the Pudding shop is there. We could just go through my tweets. So there's the data download. We got the Patan missions. There's these special missions right here to make it easy. All you're going to need to do is what? One run? At level 31 or higher, 31 or higher, 31 or higher, yeah. All you're going to have to do is just one run at level 31 or higher with all types, 6 power wishes, in less than a minute. That's it. That's all it takes. That stuff is very easy to do. And then you can easily and quickly easy STR Whis. We got the puddings, right? Get up to 300 puddings. And then we also have the shop right here. So here's the shop. I mean, it does have some stones, Kais, Link skill balls, right? Like, this did have pink and blue Link skill balls. You know, this had, like, a bunch of different statues. It wasn't the worst ever. I mean, this is something they can do. I think that this would be fine for them to do more often. People are gonna say some really like, bro, listen, time limited content sucks, okay, but like people are like, it's causing them to lose their fucking marbles. Like, I mean, I get it. It does suck. But they're trying to push this fear of missing out shit. Like, number one, that's what fucking gacha games are anyway, right? We are kind of like signing our names on the dotted line when we're playing the damn game. But number two, I mean, this is just the same shit that, like, this game is, like, this is not, like, super different. The big meme about this, and the reason it's just, like, is so fucking hilarious is because we're all annoyed at the limited time content, and then they go limited time Baba Shop update, right? Like, it's like, oh, they're just trying to get people to log in between the major celebrations. Yeah, that's what, like, they would always be wanting to do. That's why there's, like, they set up all these things. Missions. Oh, you guys definitely want to log in and play and get the missions, but guess what? If you're not interested, people, like, aren't gonna, like, be like logging in and stuff like that. No matter what happens, there is going to be a large amount of players who are just waiting for that big shit, the big hot shit. When that drops, butts are in seats. But until then, not really so much. So, like, you know, this is very funny to meme about, but like, it's actually probably not that big of a deal, right? Like, this is something they could do. The problem here is that there's not enough with this, right? Like, there should have been a Supreme Innocent Battle dropping today with this and with the Union Master, and then we'd be cool, right? But like, it's just so funny when the limited time content is what has everyone so upset, including me, right? It does suck. And then they go limited time Baba Shop lineup update. I love it. It's so silly. The rewards are pretty decent right there, though. All right, so here's Rick's tweet. And then I did a follow-up to this right here. So let's look at Rick's tweet, and then we'll look at what I said. So, celebration info for the Goku Goten Day celebration will be updated on May 19th. So that should be the date of the next content drop after this week's EZAs. That's exactly a week from here. So, we're looking at an early in the week release, and then next week it'll be another early in the week release. So, that's certainly good. Right, remember, when things can feel very, very slow, is what right here. They dropped the Xenoverse EZAs, I think it was the 28th, and then Goku and Beerus were at the end of the next week. So it just creates a huge gap where there's basically nothing going on, right? Which can feel like shit. But even though our next content drop is on the 19th, that's not when I anticipate we'll see the RE event drop. So I have talked about this in a couple of videos. I do think there's going to be an RE Supreme Innocent Battle next week. And then based off the timings of when these have started and began, I think our next Supreme Innocent Battle RE event probably on the 22nd, right? Which I've already said earlier in this video. So I think we'll get like an upcoming content news notice, like the 17th or 18th. It'll have this new Supreme Innocent Battle in it, but then the data download will hit. And then, oh, the event actually drops in 5 fucking days, which is what happens with all these. Think, clear your mind and think. They announce these RE events, and then it's always way fucking far, right? So if we look at it, so this went to the 2nd to the 18th. This went from the 27th to the 17th, and then this went from the 27th to the 12th. So I think the next one will probably start on the 22nd. But that's just a game theory, right? That's what the kids say. My god damn, I'm so funny. I made myself laugh. Wow. And then looks as though there is potentially a TUR EZA, but I mean, it could easily be next celebration, right? It's very hard to tell. Like, we've had this right here looking like this tech Goku's gonna awaken into LR for, 6 data downloads now. So, all right, guys, there we go. That's kind of like an update on all the information. Again, right here at the end, I expect we'll get some sort of type of content or something like that on the 19th, including probably the alternate art summon. We'll see what that is. I think it's not going to be a big deal, but we'll see. 22nd, I think, will be our next RE event, and then the 29th or the 28th, but I think the 29th is when we'll get our next Dokkan Fest. Maybe Dokkan Fest Krillin, right? Just like I think it would be a lower level Dokkan Fest like that. And then I imagine the Tanabata celebration, or TDC, is going to start probably on June 30th. It would be my guess. So, chat, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch y'all next time.